In the last video I mentioned a feature of the site called the dig site. Well, that's what it's referred to as, and it's located at the back of the site about 28 meters, and that's the entrance. It's not very big, and essentially it's a bit of a fissure or crack that divers have over time seen to it to extend, shall we say, in the hope of finding other passages. And I thought I'd also have a look in, and this is back in 2015. So over a series of dives, I got to this point. It's about my 6th or 7th dive, and I thought I'd have a look a little bit further in. And in order to do this, I took my fins off because it just makes backing up that little bit easier. And I'm diving with two 100 cubic foot steel tanks, side mount, so you wouldn't be able to fit in here in back mount, but surprisingly you don't need 55s to get in here. The trick is to basically do it slowly, very gradually, and nothing forceful. Just gradually work your way in. So over a period of dives, I'd go in a little bit, come out, go in a little bit further, come out. I had a pretty intimate knowledge by this stage of this feature. So just working my way around, moving on to the right hand side, and you'll notice that on the left there's what we would call a line trap in diving. So any lines run down to the right hand side. Unfortunately I've got a head cam on. It's very raw footage, so you can't really see what I'm doing with my hands at all, but you still get a bit of an idea inside this feature. And this little hollowed out area here, I've heard that if you're smaller you can actually turn around in there, but suffice it to say I never have. I would back up. I'm just going to slide around this corner and have a look to what I thought was the back of the dig site, but I think actually it might go a little bit further over to the right hand side, but this satisfies my curiosity enough. And you can see why it was actually quite interesting to people. It looks like that crack keeps going, but I don't actually think they found anything. So sometimes you do. Sometimes you find water that is flowing, and that seems to suggest it's connected to other tunnels. It's not always the case. I'm just gradually backing up here, and it's the same process. I'm putting my feet around the side of this rock. I'm just feeling where it is. And again, you see that line trap. And you'll also see a little bit of this white chalky silt. It's not really as bad as the really dark, obnoxious stuff you get in a lot of these caves, including this one in the main cabin section. So I was looking under the like some ledges or whatnot in the main chamber. I would stir up that, and it would basically get very dark. But this isn't actually nearly as bad to deal with. But by this stage, I'm pretty familiar with this tunnel, so just backing up very gradually. And at this stage I'm getting near the entrance, and my feet actually are feeling for it. It's slightly elevated, which again makes the removal of the fins, and I just leave them on the line outside, that little bit easier to find the exit. And I'm just sliding out at this point. And I'm just going to gradually turn around to the right hand side. Be looking for my buddy who's waiting for me. And there you have it. There's a little bit of a look inside the dig site.